Hello, and welcome back to Elvan Arcy's Banishment. We're going to just pick up right where we left off on the last episode. There's been a save between here because, well, I haven't played in like a week. But let's see what was going on. If I remember right, we had accepted a bunch of nomads in the last episode, and we were surviving beautifully. And I apparently was just looking at statistics. And yeah, we had a nice graph going on. So, let's look at the problem here. We have 3 new teachers who just came in. Hold on. Why do I have 54 laborers? This is not the way I remember things being, but whatever. No, I don't want chickens and sheep. Huh. Whatever. Let's just send a bunch of people to work in the mines. Apparently, sorry about that. Something seems... My memory seems to be deceiving me, or something. But the game has definitely started to get a little bit, not quite framey, but slow. We have a massive firewood issue. But we are in the spring at least, which will be good. So what we're doing is, we're having more people work the mines, yes. And honestly, I'm just going to max it out. We have 135 people working in the mines. We're going to cut our builders down to about 6. And this is mainly so I can have people cut down trees. I swear I had issued orders to clear cut this in the last episode. It couldn't have regrown that fast. I'm having the sensation that the last episode, the last save I made, did not save properly. And somehow I'm replaying a part of the game. But who knows, and honestly, who particularly cares? We can definitely live with this. Alright, so, expansion plans. We're trying to, like I said, the goal in this entire series has been to reach 900 population. That is my end goal here, and we're coming really close. We're at approximately 700. We need about 200 more. And I'm thinking this area here will get us there. We need to establish a big food growing industry and things like that to make sure we don't starve, but we also need to make sure we have enough coal, firewood being produced. And I should really hook these guys up with paths to try to make their life slightly quicker and slightly easier. The reserve of food is low. It's dropped below 25,000. I've been playing too much Factorio, so I instinctively hit Q now to cancel out of building something, basically to cancel out of a menu. But you know, whatever. So I issued a clear-cut order on this area. With any luck, they're going to come through and do that. In the meantime, I need to make sure these are getting coal, not iron. Because I don't need iron right now. We have a ton of tools. Granted, I bought them all, but we have a ton of tools. So we really don't need to worry about iron coming in. Instead, we need to just focus on coal. Heating our houses, essentially. And just make sure these mines are also both on coal. Yep. Alright, cool. So that should get our coal production up quite a bit. I mean, we've practically doubled the amount of people we have working in the mines. They might not enjoy it necessarily, but they'll live. You know, everyone has to do their part in this town. Alright, this area is finishing up. The marketplace is almost done. And I remember now at the very end of the last episode, I was trying to wait for this to finish, but I got impatient. And, you know, patience. It's a difficult thing to do. Difficult thing to handle. But we are actually really short on firewood going into fall. And we're low on food. But it's still late summer. But look at this crop field. 7% yield. We're going to double the amount of employees on these fields. And see if that can't help this out slightly. I mean, I have the people to spare. And to me, the problem is more the embarrassing low amount of yield I'm getting from these crops. I don't care necessarily about people efficiency. Right now I care much more about, what is the word? Food efficiency. I want to make sure my fields actually grow the proper amount. Also, all the chicken noises in this area are kind of obnoxious. So we're going to double all this, all the people in these fields to 2. Or not all of them, but most of them. My guess is that it's somehow tied to the fact that I have jobs going on, so these people in the wintertime, they're heading off to do work, and then they come back in spring and just don't get back in time to actually get the crops up and running in a timely manner. So they start planting late, which means they start to harvest late. But where is, here we go. So this is almost done, 73% complete. So if we have this set up, let's see, first off we need to connect to path here and connect this system to a path as well. And I'm just going to path it up. I don't know if it defaults with paths all around it or not. I know it preserves the space for paths, but I like to put the paths in myself. We're also going to add a path that shoots down from here and connects with the edge here. Just trying to grow that slightly. All right, merchant, are you selling me anything worthwhile? Tools. I like tools. And I don't really need wool. Honestly, I don't need tools right now either, but I want to buy them every opportunity I get. So that way we're safe in that regard. Now our firewood is really low and it's only early winter. Our reserve of logs is low. I mean, none of this cutting order I issued really got done last year. So that's hurting us slightly. But that's okay. We will survive it, hopefully. And this process down here is finishing up momentarily, which of course is going to make life interesting. Oh, come on. You know what? I've learned my lesson. Just going to deconstruct you. I feel like that is definitely cheating a little bit. But, you know, it has to be done to preserve the food industry slightly. Happiness is not a problem, so I really don't need to put any effort into making sure we have beer production and stuff like that, because, well, we don't need it. Alright, where is this extra village coming up? Here it is. Alright, 91% complete. Come on. Send the builder down here and get that thing finished off. Please. Pretty please. We're sitting on 400 fire. Alright, excellent. It's done. Let's lower this down to, let's say, 4 people. And to get the 4 people employed. Now, I'm going to wait till spring, I think. No, I'm not that patient. I lied. I'm not going to wait at all. We're going to just drop down the first few houses down here right now. Just get the basics set up here. The people who will work in this forester's hut, for example, will probably live here. Stuff like that. It won't be a big industry, but a little few people will move down here. And I can live with that. It's late winter. We have enough firewood still. Logs are coming in from all the farmers who are off duty. Which, of course, is the problem. They need to be back in their fields now to plant. So they have such a short time to harvest the trees. Whoa. There we go. It's such a short time to harvest the trees that when they get back, when the season ends, they're all the way across. It takes them half a season to walk back. So I really should just stop having these clear-cut orders whatsoever. But the problem is we need it to survive. So I'm not sure what to do about this, simply put. Maybe someone has an idea and recommendation in the comments of how to fix my problems. But for now, I don't really have a good idea. I'm going to drop a forester's hut down here. I don't care so much about people people efficiency. I care right now about lumber. So we're going to just drop down forestry huts everywhere. Alright, if there's an empty spot, it gets a forestry hut. I don't care how inefficient the place is going to be. The important thing is that it exists. Alright. All these little places are getting forestry lodges. Alright. And with any luck, they will actually finish being built at some point, and it will be beneficial to us. I mean, it can't really hurt us. We can't do worse than we are. And I think I'm going to lower the speed of the game down to speed 5 just so it runs a little bit smoother. The weird thing is I don't have any CPU issues. I should try to figure out some thought on why it seems to run sluggish on speed 10. But that would involve some diagnostics. It shouldn't be my graphics card, because that thing is relatively powerful. But what I'm noticing also right now is we are potentially running into food crises shortly. So we are going to lower this down to speed 5, so I don't have to deal with sluggishness. And let's figure out where I can put farmland. If I set up farmland right up here, it's not going to be great. Wow, okay, it could not be worse. I'm like, I'll put one here. What's the worst that could happen? Oh, yeah. Big hill, big hill, big hill. So you have to disconnect the farmland. But, you know, I can set it up like this. And it won't be much. But what we're going to do is we're going to cancel this project here. This forestry house that I just set up. And we're going to put a storage barn here instead. I think that's going to be more valuable. I am honestly concerned about food. So the best way to alleviate that concern is to, well, get more farms, you know? Get more food production. If I look at food production versus consumption from last year, that's a hospital. That's not the town hall. Town hall should be over here. Consumption versus production. Let's see. Food, we produced 10,000 food. No, sorry. We produced 76,000 food and 78,000 food. So we lose about 2,000 food lost about 2,000 food last year. I can buy 400 food right now. That's not going to do me any good. Let's be honest. 400 food is a meaninglessly small quantity. So I'm just going to send you on your way. There's no point. But the question will come down to, how do we survive? How do we prevent starvation? And I think it is this expansion area down here. We're going to have to set up a bunch of farms. Maybe scatter some more farmland throughout the kingdom, so to speak. But I'm just not sure where to put it. That seems to be my big challenge right now, is where can I hide my farmland? I need to put it places. But where do I have a nice flat area to put some farmland? Or how do I get my farmers to simply be more efficient? Maybe this year we'll have a good crop. You never know. But I don't know this. I don't understand well enough. I like my little area here of apartment houses. And it would be useful to set up an industry. And maybe... Let's see. If I set up crop field starting here. I can probably fit quite a few down here, actually. If I can get a row of 3. Yeah, I can. Excellent. Alright, so what we're going to set up is here, storage barn. Slightly to the right of middle. I hate pulling these farm fields down through the trees, by the way. It's really difficult to know where you set what. There we go. Another little circle of farms, essentially, here. Just trying to squeeze out what little more extra food I can, you know? Okay. So this has been basically putting out the fire episode, which isn't the best. We haven't really grown. Starvation? Starvation. We have 17,000 food. 17,000. How do you starve to death? That's not what I want to see. Simply put, I don't want to see starvation. It's an embarrassing mess. But we have 700 260 odd people, I think. Actually counting people is much more work than guessing, so I'm going to stick with guessing. And I currently have 79 building projects worth, or people's worth of building projects. So let's just increase our amount of builders. And we're going to be patient. I'm hoping this year we have a great harvest. You know, I'm going to fiddle with the settings for a moment. I apologize for this. Let's see if lowering shadows helps at all. It still feels sluggish. So I don't think it was the shadows. Sorry for this live time playing here. Alright, this isn't working. Alright, we're just going to keep going with it. I apologize if it seems sluggish on the video. It definitely feels it to me. But hopefully it isn't too painful to watch. So anyways, what we're considering or dealing with here, in short, is I have 79 people worth of building projects to go through. Most of these are clearing farmland, stuff like that. Now people don't really want to deal with it. They're not coming down here to clear these out quickly. These projects aren't really being worked on. I guess a couple of these have been removed. So maybe they're going to come down here and get this done. But I'm a little concerned that we're just not doing things, you know? That essentially we are not working on... Wow. My train of thought today is just all over the place. Anyways, my concern right now is that we are going to starve to death this winter, or this year. I have 33,000 food coming into winter, and that is, simply put, not much. If we consume 78,000 a year, give or take, we only really produce food in the fall. The fact that we only have 30,000 going into the end of our harvest is a concern to me, because it's going to just get worse and worse with time. So I'm not particularly sure how to fix this issue, what I'm doing wrong, or how to prevent it from being a massive die-off in about 5 seconds. I have no secret stores of food in here anymore. I could start stockpiling some leather in here so I can trade it away. It's not a bad idea. Leather, leather, leather. Basically hold out hopes that a merchant comes by and saves me from my doom. I think that's an acceptable hope to have. It's not what I should rely on, but I think it's an acceptable hope to have. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut back on my miners by about 50. Okay, about 35. To give myself the laborers possibly needed to build these projects. Crank this up to 30. And I'm going to have to pause for a moment here. Alright, sorry about that. I had a coworker ask me a question about work. It is technically the middle of the day. In theory, I should be working, but shh, don't tell anyone. So, anyways, we're back here. And all I remember is I was worried about food. It might only be like 3 minutes later, but I've completely lost my train of thought. Whoops. Oh well. What's the worst that can happen? So you better sell me lots of food. You sell me no food. Honestly, whoa, I'm actually really low on tools again. So we're going to trade for tools. Okay, by low, I mean I'm just running low. We'll trade for 100 tools and we'll send you on your way. Trying to get this up and running. Alright, we have a crop field here. Corn. Please just get planted. That's all I hope. That's all I ask. Is that you actually get food growing. This didn't get finished. We might be able to eke out this year. We might. But I suspect we're going to have massive die-offs. Why do I have 15 unemployed people? Stonecutters. My quarry ended. Fine. For now, you're laborers, alright? You're working on helping out with building projects, getting me food. We are going to turn this entire area into farmland, I've decided. It's been a decree by me. Anyone who disagrees can suffer the penalty of death. Alright, so there's a giant problem. Nomads, no. Let's see, how many nomads? If it's enough to get me to 900. 92 nomads. Hold on. We have how many people? 769. Ah, it's not enough. If it was enough to get 900, I would accept them. Hit the 900 and then watch the town die. But no. I cannot accept these nomads right now. We are having a crisis of food. And I am trying to get more people. I assume that is a starvation death. Nope. Rock cave-in. Excellent. Anything which does not declare starvation death has me happy. Alright, so we're going back to this farmland expansion that I have going on here. Slowly. Bye-bye, nomads. I appreciate you stopping by, but come back when we have a surplus of food, please. And then you're welcome to stay. But until then, as the saying goes, GTFO. But you know, it is important to be kind to our neighbors. So we will do what we can to help those in need. But right now, like I said, sorry nomads, you seem awesome, but you would have a better life outside of this village. As here you will starve to death. Within minutes. Unless they came carrying lots and lots of food. At which point I would welcome them instantly. Or if I needed more farmers. But right now the problem is not... Oh, come... Alright, you know what? You can blight all you want. I don't care. You have nowhere to spread. There's no other farmland even remotely close to you. So you do you. We're going to just try to squeeze in whatever crop fields I can here. And we're going to set this up to basically open up in the spring. 10 by 8. 9 by 10. Alright, 9 by 10 is better than 10 by 8. I can do that basic math. And we're going to throw 11 by 11 here and probably an 11... Nope. A small one. Not even a small one there. We're just going to drop another storage barn back here. We are trying to make sure that we survive. That is my one goal right now, is living. So we are going to kind of increase the amount of people we have working in each farm. They all have short commutes. So it's probably that they just start planting late. If we have an early frost this winter, I'm pretty sure we are just dead though. Deadsy's dead, never to recover. And it's just over for us. But I think we'll be okay. I think... Wait a second. No, we won't be okay at all. This field didn't plant at all this year? That's embarrassing. But I'm sitting on a ton of logs, but no firewood. I'm not sure what to think of that. But I'll accept it for sure, for now. Because we can produce firewood at least. I don't know, it probably means our logs are in the wrong place for them to be properly converted into firewood. But we are sitting at 35,000 at the first frost, which once again, it's an early freaking frost. So, we will probably have issues. I think that is safe to say. But maybe not major issues. Maybe we will live. Cattle, no. You're not worth it. Getting cows right now will not save us. Our concern is much deeper than that. But at least now the harvest is done. which means I don't have to worry about carefully adding farmers. I kind of just add them willy-nilly. I almost close out of that screen. Alright, this field is done. Excellent. Corn. Now, I've cut back on my miners, like I said, a fair bit. I've lost all my quarrymen, so we have no more stone income. I'm not really worried about stone income. My number one concern right now, and primary concern, and really only concern at this point in this game, is not dying. As you can see, we already have one person starving to death, and we have 35,000 food. That's actually an embarrassment. Go get food somewhere. The key is finding clothing. Okay, I assume you just found food. So I'll accept you because you're not starving anymore. If you were still starving, we'd have a problem. Clothing does not ever come before food. Alright, so wheat, corn, increase by 5. My goal is to just basically not have projects. I want to get my farmers actually ready to go come early spring. But I think this is going to be the perfect place to end the episode. Stay tuned next time for the probable growth of massive deaths and everything like that that's bound to happen when we run out of food. But thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, feel free to hit the subscribe button or the like button. And if you have any comments, recommendations of how for me not to die a horrible and painful death in like 10 seconds, please let me know as well. Also, compliment me awesomely in the comment section below on my editing abilities. This is one of the first episodes that actually has a edit that's splicing of 2 videos together. I know, trivial, simple thing. But I've been very lazy on editing. And I think I might have even forgotten an edit in a recent video, at which I say, oops. But anyways, talk to you guys later. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.